Hey, hi, hello. You're listening to the show He Said, She Said with Coach Ron Tunick and Ellen Tunick. I know I'm still having fun with the game about words we can't say. Absolutely, exactly, and I agree. But I think we're gonna have to change it up. I think our month is coming to an end. Today we'll still hold those words. Next,
what? Oh, you're gonna add something?
Our month is just starting.
No,
this is August.
No,
but the month of when we
through.
started our donations for Castaic Animal Shelter, I think we're coming up on the end of the month. So I'll find a new fun game we're going to play and donate to another cause.
But wait. You have another word I can't say?
Do I?
Oh, I thought you were going to add.
No, I'm
another
not going
word.
to add. I don't want to confuse
please
you.
don't.
I don't want to confuse you.
Well, there's not enough money in the jar to keep the shelter alive, so
there isn't.
You better add 100 words to it.
Okay, I'll find something new next week.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that.
Our show today comes from high atop the Copa Room.
or the studio in Newhall.
Shh. All right, so our show is about our family. It's a little, I said it last week, a little Duck Dynasty.
A
That's
little
me.
Kardashian.
That's you.
That's right.
And the little Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's you.
Okay, I can go with that.
Look at her ring, Robin. Is that not the Beverly Hills of
Excuse me. Have you seen Lisa Vanderpump's ring?
No, I have not.
No, this looks like it came out of a Cracker Jacks box compared to hers.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Coach, give us some news and facts that nobody cares about.
All right, here's a good one. Here is a fact that I liked. In God We Trust. You've seen it, right? Mm-hmm. What was it on a $1 bill originally, a $10 bill, or a 2-cent penny piece? It can't be a penny piece.
I thought it was on the quarter, so what do I know?
No. I would have said the penny piece, only because the saying
was
is
the
first so long ago, but I know it's on our dollar bill. Correct?
What year? What year?
What year?
Yeah,
have no idea.
1865. 1865.
Okay, just tell us.
1864. Somewhere around there. Okay. You ready for this one? This is really interesting. I think this stuff is really interesting.
Well,
I know you don't.
let's get to it.
The average person's left hand does 56% of the typing.
Well, that's because of the way the keyboard is situated. The letters.
Really?
Yeah.
As we all put our hands up and try and start typing.
You're a hunt and peck kind of guy. So if you look at the keyboard, most of the letters that are used in words, percentage-wise, are on the left side of the keyboard.
No kidding.
The right side has things like J's and K's and
stuff we don't use.
JK.
I have so much to discuss today. I think the whole show should be about me anyway. Here's the last one.
No comment.
You ready for this one?
Yep.
2/3 of the world's eggplant is grown in New Jersey. 2/3 of the world. 2/3, not 1/3. 2/3.
How many people are actually really eating eggplant as a factor?
I love eggplant.
Okay.
When your mommy makes eggplant, it's pretty darn good. Okay, so our show is like if you were in our backyard and sitting around and overhearing our conversations, this is really what our show's about.
It's called Backyard Banter.
No, it's called He Said, She Said Radio
But we
Network.
do Backyard Banter.
Yeah, but our show's heard all over the world on this wonderful app. We'll be right back.
We're back on He Said, She Said. I think I just did that lip smack we were talking about. I've been told not to do on air anymore. You're listening to KHTS 1220, your hometown station. Coach Ellen, our first thing, we're going, Coach, the big dilemma.
Well, before I do the big dilemma on our show.
But I was going to the big dilemma.
You were?
I was, no.
Okay, can I just mention KHTS 1228, 1220 AM has a great app. That's what I start to say before I cut myself off. Great app. Free app.
And you can hear us there. You can download our podcast.
All over the country.
You can download all of KHTS's podcasts on that. So let's go to your big dilemma.
Well, can I say something before the big dilemma?
Depends.
I'm going to get to the big dilemma here in a minute.
We're
but
listening.
I was just thinking, the three of us, and I should say the four of us, Kyle's involved with us too.
Uh-oh.
Why don't we do something that's great for the community, like share an app? You know, like great apps. You're looking at me.
His face is going, huh?
Like I was driving home from Lake Tahoe last week, right? Mm-hmm. So we use this app called Waze. Have you heard of Waze?
No.
W-A-Z.
Kyle's shaking his head yes.
So this is a great...
I'm clueless.
No, this is a great app. So it tells you if there's accidents, but it tells you where the highway patrol is. So it'll say...
Kind of like SIG Alert?
No, it's kind of like Siglard, but better. So the people report where the highway patrol is. So it'll say highway patrol officer, right shoulder of the road, 2 miles
Now, if you're
up.
looking at your phone and you're following this app,
Who's
you're not
watching
supposed
the
to be
road?
doing that.
Well, Vito was with me. Vito's on the app.
So
but
you
I'm-
have to have
a co-pilot.
Yeah, but you can do it by yourself. But the point is, 2 miles up, there was the highway patrol. And then people will say, well, he's hiding under the bridge. There
Well,
he
if
is.
you're driving the appropriate speed limit, you don't have to worry about it.
And if you're not texting or talking on your phone or checking apps while you're driving, you don't have to worry about it either.
I'm trying to do a nice thing for the community.
Okay.
I think
So
this
it's
goes back to the big dilemma. I think we're having bad manners. We're cutting Coach off.
Yeah. I don't know. We should do something for
I'm
the
bored.
community. All right, back to the big dilemma came out of this weekend, which I know you ladies want to talk about. So the big dilemma is manners. You know, first of all, I don't think the younger generation even understands manners. Kyle, growing up, were you taught manners?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, now you have young children, right?
I do have 2.5 tiny children.
2.5.
Yeah.
So one's in the
One's
oven.
in the oven. Bun
yeah.
in the oven.
So do you teach your young children manners?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in our family, we don't. For some
That's
reason.
not true.
That's so not true. But wait, Ron, there are social manners and then there are personal manners. So are you referring to the social manners?
The please, the thank you.
Social manners.
Can I
social
mention their
skills.
name or should I?
No,
leave-
we're gonna leave names out of this one.
Okay. So 2 young people that I know don't have a clue on how to say thank you
Or please.
or please. I'm not mentioning their names. 2 young people.
Well,
Heavy breather.
I don't really actually know
You
what
can't
to
breathe-
say about
You
that.
can't breathe into the microphone.
That's bad manners.
That's really bad manners.
Yeah, they're 8 years old.
Okay, you gave them away. You only have 2 8-year-olds.
No, we didn't give the names
But,
away.
Yeah,
Okay.
The name.
there's no names. They're 8 years old. They're identical twins. They live in a different world. It's the identical twin world, and sometimes it's really hard to break in.
They are so identical. Honestly, I can't tell them apart.
Well, I can tell
I
them
can tell them
apart. They have very
See,
different personalities.
They had great manners with me. When I was doing
So
stuff
why are
with-
you so special?
I think I connect
like
a little
her.
more. I pay attention.
Everybody likes Aunt Rue.
You know, she's party in a box. That's her new name.
No, I mean we did struggle. You know, we took the kids to the Ventura. I took 6 kids to the Ventura County Fair, including my mother with a twisted ankle, and my aunt who wanted to see all the food fair and animals. And these little boys did not. They wanted to see the rides, the cotton candy. That was it.
They ate the cotton candy?
I wouldn't let them. I told them they'd be too sticky.
But did you guys have the fried Orioles? Did anybody try anything
we
fried?
went to go do that, and when you have these 2 little boys that didn't have the best of manners, we weren't able to do all the other things that we wanted to see. They just ride cotton candy, ride cheeseburger, ride caramel apple, ride slushy. Can we go back on that ride?
And the scarier the ride, the happier they were.
But they didn't want to say thank you or please. They
Nor do they flush the toilet. That is my number one issue.
But they're from
San
another...
Francisco, the Republic of San Francisco.
Okay, so I
Hey,
can't...
do you have to?
Sanctuary
okay.
city.
Why do you have
Didn't
such an
we grow
issue?
Did we grow up with if it's this is
Hey.
horrible. If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. So why do they have to flush? If they've just
Because the next person up has to look at somebody else's bodily fluids.
But
It's
just
not
because
right,
you
ladies.
flush 900 times in one segment of bathroom going, you have to understand that.
well, okay, I'm going to come back. I agree with Coach in this little. Oh, I said I
flush
agree.
because it sounds like a waterfall. It's like I'm in a waterfall environment.
But when you have house guests
Thank
should
you.
flush.
But
Thank
then
you.
they should
Because
be
Grandma,
told.
Grandma and Grandpa are
Exactly.
with me, and I don't want to see Grandma and Grandpa's
Yeah.
stuff. So
okay,
I
this is
understand.
kind of a disgusting
Yeah, we can
conversation.
move on.
move on.
But I
We'll
want
move
to
on.
talk about manners, social manners, more than the please and thank you. And when you have a group of people around,
Is
and
this going to be a lecture? This looks
sounded like it.
This looks like a lecture.
She's
starting.
looking right
She's
at you,
looking
Coach.
at me.
we're driving the train.
Oh my god!
when you have this family around and this group around,
How about social manners of turning off your phone
turning off
when
my phone
on the
now.
radio?
and
I'm turning it
somebody decides to isolate themselves to watch TV, that's bad manners.
Oh, you are talking about Coach. Now, what
Oh.
what if the
I'm
two
s-
8-year-olds
I'm saying in
remove
general.
themselves
Well,
and
then
watch TV?
that's a break.
Okay.
Then it's a break.
So it's fine for them.
Well, it's kind of like, does an adult not have the responsibility to show so that that person can be more mentoring?
Yes, I mean, when our kids were growing up, everybody had to sit at the table, sit up straight.
We're not talking about table manners
We're
right
talking about
now.
I want to move off of social
How
manners.
come?
I don't know. What is your big bugaboo? I mean, social manners and regular manners or daily manners are all part of manners.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and I think that all of us.
Robin teaches
Wait.
her kids manners.
I do, and Ellen, I have to change something up real quick. Ellen, Mom, I'm so tired of calling you Ellen. So, Mom, my kids and I have a big beef with you about manners.
You better not go there.
I'm gonna go there.
boy.
Do not. Miss Perfect, party in a box.
A lot of times we're sitting at dinner with the family and you talk with food in your mouth, and I've raised my kids not to do that. So they all call you out on it, or they get home and they say, "Did you not see Mama's manners? She was talking with food in her
Well,
mouth."
they do call me out, and it's
And last night
It's
we're
okay.
having dinner, and you got up to go to your cell phone, and our
Maddie
granddaughter
said-
called you out.
she did. She did. That's very rude.
But yet, I was out with her yesterday at lunch, just the two of us, and she pulled out the phone. I said, "Could you please put that away? We're sitting together. We're having lunch."
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay, Mom.
That's one of the worst things that happens now. People that are dining together, eating together, whether in a restaurant or even at home, and the cell phone is right there, and they keep looking at it.
But there's bigger issues. Do men still open doors, you think, seriously?
Yes.
My son, we pick up his girlfriend at least once or twice a week. He gets out of the car, he goes to her door, he comes, he opens the door for her, he closes the door for her.
They're dating. Mean
Okay.
that's like number one.
Does
that's your
does
top
your
10
husband
dating.
still open the door for you?
If we're going out to a restaurant or something like that, if we're just at home jumping out of the car, jumping in the house, no.
Okay.
But he waits. If he opens the slider to go out into the backyard,
He'll
always
wait
lets
for
me
you to go first?
Well, no, after the dogs trample your feet and get out before you can.
What about you?
What about me?
He's sitting on
I
the couch
open the door
watching.
for you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I'll have to take more notice of that.
I'll bring it up every time.
Okay.
So let's get manners in general. Let's get off.
It's like romance. You don't see how romantic I am.
Are we back on that one?
I'm
Was
not
he
letting
romantic
go.
while the
I'm
family
not
was
letting
there?
go of this.
You were not very romantic during the family events last week.
It was a tough weekend for me. I have to.
It
admit.
was a tough
it was
week.
A tough
my
week.
husband even said the same thing. He said it's really hard when you actually have to put your own life on hold. Your even your relationship. Like our relationship kind of went on hold having the in-laws in the house. Your relationship went on hold having 4 or 5 people in your house.
And,
Well,
yeah.
especially when one of us has issues and can't be super nice.
Well, don't talk about yourself like that, Mom.
But you know,
Yeah, I had a hard time too.
I
You're right.
mentioned it
I
a
own
month
that
ago.
one.
I mentioned a month ago on the show. Just because they're family doesn't mean that you like them, and I think that's what I
But you
struggle
still
with.
have to be kind and cordial and loving.
That was your generation.
Or you get him a room at the Hyatt next time, and you say, just come by and have dinner around 5.
That's
and-
not a bad idea, really.
Hey, I thought about it. I
No,
said to
that
Dee,
is-
would it be rude if we asked your parents to stay at a hotel and then they could just come over for dinner? I had to displace 2 of my kids. They had air mattresses down in a room so that Grandma and Grandpa had their space. And I said to Dave, do you think next time I can get them a room? And Dave said, honey, that's so rude. We don't see him that often. But believe me, he wanted to also.
Don't you think it's rude that your grandma's falling down drunk?
Well, that's
I changed the word to tipsy.
yeah, and
Tipsy?
and we'll talk about all of that as
She
we
went outside.
Move
She
into,
went outside to put glasses in your dishwasher.
Wait, it's come on, Ron.
Is that?
Hold
like
on.
too much,
So no, that
too
goes,
much information.
Wait, no, that does go to manners. to bad manners, they got there early, which is that bad manners if you tell someone you're coming at 3
Yes,
and you show up at 1?
absolutely.
And not call and say we're almost there.
We were calling them to find out about what time they were going to get there, and they said we're in the driveway.
If you're late, it's bad manners. If
Knock,
you're
knock,
too
knock.
early, if you're too early, it's bad
And you
manners.
don't call ahead of time and say, look, we made really good time. We're going to be there a little early.
Generational gap. They do not have cell phones.
So I think the hardest thing is we have expectations when family comes to town. We have expectations for our children, our grandchildren, our in-laws, and the expectations just get blown right out of the water. And
I think you have expectations. That's actually a personal.
You've got issues, woman.
Yeah, I had no
boy, I'm
expectations.
getting beat up today.
You really got issues.
Well, I mean, you're sitting right in between us. I had no
getting
expectations. I just said we're going to do the best we can.
What happened to Miss Manners? We need a Miss Manners in the community.
She passed away.
You could be the Miss Manners for Santa Clarita Valley and Southern California.
Countess. We'll make you the Countess.
Countess Miss
Countess Ellen.
Yeah. You could hold classes. I'm serious. We need class. Where do you learn manners? I don't think the parents today are teaching people about manners.
You know, I think teaching manners.
And you have to say people. You can't say.
You're interrupting.
Okay.
That's bad manners.
That's true.
I think that.
Can I just say one thing?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
I think what happens is in teaching manners, it's a minute by minute, day by day scenario. And when you've got two parents working and, you fly in, you try and make dinner, you're exhausted.
Excuses.
It is an excuse. But by the time you sit down, you are so exhausted, you give two, sit on your chair. Please sit on your chair.
Here's what I'm going to tell
And
you
then
bad manners
they're
are.
done.
Yesterday or this week, Target is getting away with their girls and boys department. God forbid we should identify a human being as a little girl or a little boy.
Oh,
Yeah,
I had not heard that.
Yes, it's generic
what
now.
executive at Target?
It's general children's clothing.
Really? I can't even express
How old are you?
Wait a minute.
35.
Okay, so they're getting rid of it. They're making it generic. I know, though, my children are older. We're not at Target shopping for clothes as
45.
often. We're at Tilly's. Now, half the time, no, I don't think, no, my boys don't go into the girls section, but my daughter goes into the boys section for the flannels and the baseball
Don't you remember back in the 70s there was unisex? And everybody was wearing Doc Marten boots. They were all wearing
Mine were burgundy.
Exactly. They were wearing flannels. There was a whole push towards
I remember bell-bottom pants. I was the
unisex-
last human being in the United States of America.
More bad manners.
Okay, let's go back to bad manners, though. Target, I'm sorry. You've got bad manners, I guess. But let's go back to what you were saying about when Grandma gets a little tipsy.
So she's taking.
So she's
taking the glasses outside.
She was outside. She
was
turned around.
already outside.
She was outside. She turned around and she said, "Isn't your kitchen right here?" And we had to
Really?
look at her and say, "Wouldn't you?"
Even Kyle, who
Wouldn't you have to open the door to get in the house to know where the kitchen was? And at that point, my husband was mortified. This was in front of young teenage kids and
Very impressionable.
yeah, so that for him, that was probably one of the worst manners that went on over the weekend. And I think he even had to tell her, stop, sit. And
her husband doesn't drink, what has
No.
to be very frustrating, right? For him to
he said
see
it was
this.
for him it was embarrassing, and I don't know if he called it bad manners for her husband. And her theory was, I'm on vacation. I got to come to California, hang out with everyone. I'm on vacation. So she had an excuse for her bad manners.
Well, and you're saying there are no excuses
No.
for bad manners?
No.
So was
And
it bad manners that I ran in the garage and called you guys and said, what
That
do I
was
do?
hilarious. I mean, that was that 11
Well,
at
it was
night,
so funny because
midnight?
no, it was
No,
like
it was
8:30.
8:30. That's how early
and
this
I pick up
happened.
the phone and I hear, "Mom," and I went, "You okay? Where are you?" She goes, "I'm in the garage."
I'm hiding. I
She
don't
goes,
know what
"I'm
to do
hiding.
with Grandma."
I don't know what to do with Grandma." Maddie, back in the house.
But manners goes to the whole community. I mean, so many times out in the community, business owners don't have the right manners. They don't teach their employees eye contact. You know, where were you?
That's true.
You and I were the place the other day, and we didn't get greeted. Not even greeted.
I don't need to be greeted. You like to
Oh,
be
come
greeted.
on.
Go to
You're
Walmart.
you're still mad the Walmart guy isn't there handing you your cart.
Yes.
saying
What
welcome.
happened to Walmart?
I like to fly
what
under the
happened
radar.
to the greeter at Walmart? I thought that was a job I was.
Destined for.
Yes. I would be great.
You
at
would be
Walmart.
great. You would be an amazing Walmart greeter.
I really would be. I would care. Welcome to Walmart. Nice to see you. And I don't know what I would do.
It's a little scary.
Welcome to Walmart. Nice to see you today, Mrs. Tunick. And
You better not know my name.
I would. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you're a hot girl. I would remember your name. I would remember your name. But seriously,
If I walked into Walmart and the greeter said, welcome Mrs.
Ellen."
Tunick, that would not be so good for me.
they do it at what's that store Mom likes to go shop at? They know your name. The one where you buy $500 plates. What's that store?
Pottery Barn.
Not Pottery. Yes, Pottery Barn.
Pottery
is
Barn
another
does,
one.
Mom.
They. I don't want to.
Ellen, how you doing? We haven't seen you in a couple days.
No kidding. I mean, they literally call the house. Can we
Okay,
send
I own it.
Can we send a limo for you? but getting back to manners, because that's what we're talking about on He Said, She Said. People are going, who are these people? They don't even know what show. It's He Said, She Said.
With the coach, with the beautiful Ellen.
And you're gorgeous.
No.
KHT. Yeah, go to Facebook. That's another thing. We need to push Facebook.
We need to push Facebook.
Facebook. You don't want to be involved
Or
in
KHTS website.
1220.
KHTS 1220,
We have our own
hometown station.
Hello, we have our own website. We have our
And
own
we're working
website.
on our own Facebook right now, too. Once we get our own Facebook going, I think
He Said, She Said Radio Network, because we're going to be all over the country syndicated. So this is our flagship station right here.
This is our flagship station.
I wish we could take Kyle with us. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be very cool.
All right, so back to this last thought on manners is our community as a whole. Kids in school don't have the proper manners. When we were in school, we would yes ma'am, yes sir. We would call the teacher by their proper name.
that I will 100% agree with. Kids in school, they're disrespectful to their teachers, to the principal that comes out, to the administrators.
Where does that come from, and why are there no consequences
That's what
within
it
the
is.
school when that happens?
It's
Millennials
it's the
are raising.
consequence.
Think about it. What's a millennial? 18 to 34. So if you're a young parent at 28 to 34, 35, I don't think manners is part of your culture. I think you're more.
Hey, it's an issue to issue. It's a family to family. Do you believe my kids have manners?
Yes.
Every time.
Most of the time, yes.
Most of the time. I mean,
Nobody's perfect.
yeah.
Your son shakes. Here's another thing. Your son shakes somebody's hand properly. He looks them in the eye. That's where you start the manners right there.
Well, then you must have taught me good manners. I just met a young gentleman here from Avid IT for the first time. I stood up. I shook.
You did.
You make
great.
eye contact.
Yeah.
You shake hands.
You did wonderful.
So you guys did something well, and I'm hoping I'm passing that down.
All right. So what's our
check that off
what's
for
our
you
next
now.
segment coming up on KHTS 12:20 a.m. The show is called He Said, She Said. Facebook the coach, Coach Ron Tunick. If you Facebook me, there may be something special in return for you. I can't.
Okay. I'll Facebook you. And
Yeah,
find
I'll
out.
Facebook him too.
No, I think we're going to talk a little bit. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about Salem Clarita is getting ready to go back to school this week. Thursday, most of the valley is heading back.
And every single year, the same thing happens. The temperature rises. We'll be right back on KHTS.